Hello guys, Video Games Incorporated here, and today I'm going to talk about Apple's new phones that they announced at their conference today. Now, this is from a New York Times article, and I'll have a link to it in the description. And all I'm going to do is read the list of announcements that they have and then talk about the announcements. So here we go. Here's what Apple announced. New iPhones called the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. Big surprise there. The new iPhones lack a headphone jack. Yeah, that was we could see that coming. The new iPhones have a revised home button with force sensitivity, which will vibrate to give feedback. Cool, I guess. Whatever. The iPhones are water resistant. About time. The Plus model of the new iPhone includes a dual lens camera to take professional grade photos. Okay, I'll talk about that later. A new Apple Watch called Apple Watch Series 2, which includes GPS. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to leave all my comments till after I list all of these. Pokemon Go is for Apple Watch. An update on how Apple Music is performing, which I'm not going to talk about. I couldn't give less of a crap about that. Tweaks to its iWork suite of productivity apps, which some people may care about, but really, I don't. So, let's talk about it. Oh, look at this. The new iPhones are called the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. Big surprise. But, yeah. The new iPhones iPhones lack a headphone jack. It's not a surprise, but still, I don't like that. Now, it does come with a free adapter, but the adapter is, you would expect it just to be this, thing that you plug in, and then you plug it into this thing. I expect it to be, I'm thinking, just a lightning port. Just whatever Apple's proprietary, charging-based mechanism, Lightning, I think it's called the lightning port. Just a lightning port with no wire. Just on one side it has the port, and the other side it has the headphone jack, for the adapter. But they went with this design that is so weird. They have the lightning port, you plug it in, and then it has this wire that runs down, and then you have the adapter, which kind of confuses me. That could get in the way. I just don't like that. It seems weird. It seems flimsy. Knowing Apple, it will break. So, yeah, that's kind of bleh. But whatever. That is a big deal. I could see that being a deal breaker with the They probably made the new adapter to break like the chargers. They don't make those things sturdy, but yeah, it's a big setback there. The new iPhones have a revised home button with force sensitivity, which will vibrate to give feedback. Really, I don't see any developers doing anything really interesting with this, although they could surprise me. I could think of maybe some things, I just can't think of them on the fly, that would work with games. Maybe productivity apps that may work, but who knows? It could be interesting to see what people do, but whatever. iPhones are water resistant. About time. You're a little behind on that one. I'm just surprised they didn't do that a long time ago, to be frank, but they're doing it now. I guess better late than never, but your competition is already way ahead of you. So, you probably shouldn't have thought of that. The Plus model of the new iPhone includes dual lens cameras to take professional grade photos. Now, I don't take professional grade photos, okay? But to me, that kind of sounds like, take this with a grain of salt. This is just my opinion. I do not take photos. I do not take professional photos. I am not interested in that. My videos don't even use a camera. So, I'm really not into that. But it kind of sounds like an extra cost. to me, it just seems weird. The earlier iPhones took good photos and videos, so really, maybe another camera boots that, but I really don't see how that would work. Maybe I could be wrong and it could work great, but and also you would think they would implement it in like, like actual cameras, although it would look weird, but I don't know. The only other device that has dual cameras that I know of is the 3DS. So I don't know how it works. Maybe it sounds silly on paper, but when you put it in practice, it works like a charm. Who knows? Probably some people, but I don't. I just want to throw in my 2 cents. Take that with a grain of salt. A new Apple Watch called the Apple Watch Series 2, which includes GPS. Okay, so I don't know if people like the Apple Watch or not. I don't know. Because I heard people complaining about it, and it seems like people were kind of just coining it as a fad, like a month or a couple weeks after it was released. Like, people were just not talking about it, and then they started talking about how it was just a fad. So, I thought the Apple Watch was like, oh, that's not going to happen again. But here we go, Apple Watch Series 2, which I guess it sold well enough, but will Apple be able to do it again? I don't know. Because it seems like people got tired of that before before it was announced, to be honest. I mean, no, not before it was announced, before it was released. To be honest, that's what I think. Maybe sales numbers went through the roof, but I don't see Apple getting a lot from this. But it includes GPS, which is probably something that should have been in the first one. Like, duh, how did nobody think of that? I think that they just held that feature back to put in, like, the newer one. Apple, they would do that. Pokemon Go is available for Apple Watch. That's cool, but I do not see anybody buying an Apple Watch. I don't know how expensive they are, but I know they're not cheap to play Pokemon Go. I just don't see that happening. And I don't care about the last two. Apple Music, I don't care. Tweaks on the iWork suite of productivity apps. I really don't care about that at all. Okay, so I'm looking at this right now. This is The Verge again. Link in description. Apple will sell replacement iPhone 7 headphone adapters for $9 each. Meh. To be honest, the build quality looks very meh. And $9, I guess that's alright. They're probably profiting a little off of that. But yeah, so. Oh, and last thing, there's a new Mario game coming out for smartphones, but it's coming out for Apple first, and it was in the conference, so why not talk about it now? So, this game is an endless, I don't know if it's endless, it's just a runner. And before you freak out, you pay for it, and it's just, you're done. You don't have to pay again, so that's good. It's not like a free-to-play or a fee-to-pay or whatever. So that's good. I like that. And it looks pretty fun, to be honest. It looks inventive. It looks like something I want to play. Now, I don't use Apple products, like, at all. But apparently it's coming out for iOS in December. And it's going to come out for Android at a later date. So I may think about, like, getting that when it comes out, but I'm not going to get an iPhone to play Mario. So I have my 3DS for that. Well, thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.